could do it all over again. There'd be no wish I woulds or should have beens. Spend that time with my family and friends.
So the reason I said I thought you'd be good at podcasting, you have a lot to dive into. So I was looking on LinkedIn. I don't know if you've seen any previous episodes. Yeah. I come in with very little knowledge. The more I know when I interview friends or, acquaintances, clients, right. I know too much.
Okay.
And I don't know how to guide the conversation because I'm like, how do I ask you about things I already know? It doesn't feel genuine.
Right.
And so I know very little.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear it said something about podcasting in a bio.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess yes and no. So I've been on podcasts.
Okay.
We've done webinars.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been interviewed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Like a long time.
Sure.
And most of our experiences now as a company, it's more in a group setting.
Oh, okay. That's different.
And we're talking, specifically about like
your jam.
A service. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So this is definitely more casual, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Definitely more casual and a different format that I'm used to, but it's more inviting, I guess.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're a little nervous because anytime someone comes in and they're like, I do this all the time. Like, I'm not nervous at all. I take on that responsibility.
Okay.
Like, I'll be nervous for you.
No, that's fine. I mean, this is probably the first time I've been without someone else, like a team member or a colleague in a few years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So your day to day, what does that look like?
Sometimes chaotic.
Yeah.
We'll say organized chaos.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. On a day-to-day basis. Now more than ever, it's organized chaos because we're growing so much. We as a team at my company, we're trying to be very diligent this year, but then me in my personal life, that adds to it as well. So I would say from a day-to-day basis, like I get up, I try
wake up like everybody else.
Right. Yeah. I try to get up like everybody else, but like, it's the thing is like I'm a night guy, so I don't get started until like 9 or 10. Yeah.
At night? PM?
Huh?
PM?
No, I mean, I don't get up until like 9 or 10 in the morning because
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Because you stayed up so late.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's actually common with creatives. Would you consider yourself a creative?
Definitely. Yeah. And I think I suppressed that for so long.
Sure.
When I was in the corporate world, getting up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, getting out of the office by 8, like was normal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But since then, in the industry that I'm in now and owning my own business, our own team members have even said, like, can we alter our schedules? Like, yeah, I mean, that's right. What you should do. You should define your schedule around your creativity, around your lifestyle, so that we're not, dampening that or hindering it.
Fighting against it. When you're a night person, which I am not, my phone goes on do not disturb at 7.
Okay.
I'm already turning back into a pumpkin by 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And I'm a morning person, but I am married to a creative.
Okay.
And he's a musician.
Yeah.
So his best time, like his best creativity starts when I'm having a hard time finishing a show.
Okay.
So sometimes that's tricky. And my team consists of all women and moms. So it's really interesting to see, like you said, you're getting that feedback, what works best for them.
Right.
And that means usually going against what you thought was normal. So working in corporate, you're at the office by 8, which means your day started hours ago to get there by 8. You're ending around 5, which means the act 3 of the day is starting if you have kids, a wife, all the things.
Right.
And by 9 p.m., you've lived 7 lives. You're exhausted.
Yeah.
But if you're a creative, like husband, he does a slow roll into the day. So he's becoming a person around 9 or 10. But at night, he's getting all the ideas coming in, all the visuals, all the writing. And so, yes, adjusting schedules to fit where you're at, your lifestyle too. If you have kids, I remember people thinking, you're so lucky to be a business owner because you can just stop working whenever you want. And I'm like, or or you pivot and
Right.
say, we have a ball game, at 6. Now dinner is either at 5 or at 9, and I'm working in the pockets of time.
Right.
So it's I love hearing that other people have different experiences with that. What you're doing now, I don't want to say this wrong, but I'm going to have to just put it out there. MoDuet?
MoDuet. Yeah.
MoDuet.
Yeah.
I overcomplicated it.
Yeah. No, you're
MoDuet.
Yeah.
So marketing. I get
Yeah.
so excited to talk about marketing because it is my weakest part, I would say, of being a business owner. Do you hear that a lot? People are like,
Yeah.
I will fix your lighting like no electrician has ever done. If you talk to me about marketing, I'm going to fall asleep or I'm going to feel mad because I know nothing.
Yeah. I think it's become, I mean, this is why we do what we do, but it's become the one thing that most businesses struggle with the most.
Yeah.
Small businesses specifically,
Sure.
because you are juggling so many hats.
Yeah.
But we're seeing it even at the corporate level as well, because it changes so quickly.
Yes.
And there are so many hurdles that you have to navigate through now more than ever.
Yeah.
Anywhere from, AI to policies to, each individual software or medium or channel is going to have their own guidelines and their own rules. And then they're like, hey, 6 months later, we're going to change it. So yeah,
It's a little stressful.
Yeah. And we never set out to be a marketing company.
Oh.
That happened organically.
Really? Tell me about that. What happened?
So yeah, I started the company in 2012, and I always wanted to own my own business, but didn't really define what that was early on.
Okay.
I knew how to build websites. I knew how to be a manager. I had a background, running a team, and so the goal was like, hey, I just want to do this differently than my previous job.
Sure.
And I think I can do it better. And so the first few years, it was, hey, can I do this? Can I do this on my own?
Yeah.
Can I be successful? I was like, oh yeah, it works.
I can do this.
But I don't have a business background. So it took a lot of, trial and error, a lot of mistakes, a lot of learning. And then in 2018, after kind of balancing it between myself and contractors and interns, I was like, well, maybe I need to hire somebody.
Sure. You started feeling it.
Right. Like maybe it's time to kind of like do a little shift. And by that time, it was more than just websites. We were doing website hosting. We were doing consulting.
Okay. What's the difference between building a website and hosting a website?
Yeah. So, great question. So I tell, when we bring in interns and stuff like that, and we talk, where I used to, teach at IU Southeast, and
cool.
In web design, we would say like, your website is your house, your, domain is the address, but the hosting part, like that's the foundation. That's where everything has to be built upon. That's where everything has to be maintained. And so you want to make sure like all of those things are, transparent and secure.
Working and
Right. Yeah. And so that's where we went from like websites to like, oh, we can bring in recurring revenue by hosting these websites.
Yes.
Also, we fixed an issue because we were doing a lot of consulting with people who had hosting issues.
Yeah.
They're hosting with big names like GoDaddy and Bluehost and WP Engine, all that kind of stuff. And the support system was awful. Yeah. And it's even
really
even worse today.
Yeah.
So we created something where even though we were a small team, like, hey, like we could do this better. And we did.
Yeah.
And then from 2018 to 2020, we did that with the idea of like, hey, like if something comes up and it's not something we're used to doing, if the client's willing to walk with us, we'll experience and explore it. And so right before the pandemic, we started experimenting with content writing, social media.
Okay.
And
gosh, that was such a good time to start.
Yeah. I mean,
it was probably crazy, but
it was crazy. I mean, we were still really focused on websites at the beginning, but then when we came out of the pandemic, we were a totally different company.
I'm sure.
We realized we had to take a step back. We did a rebranding.
Okay.
we grew from 2 employees to 6. So
It's
it's
a big
like,
jump.
yeah, it was a huge jump.
Yeah.
Um,
Why did it grow, do you think, in that way?
well, I think for a few reasons. At the beginning of the pandemic, we were positioned pretty well in the community.
Mm-hmm.
We had joined some local organizations,
Okay.
Chamber of Commerce.
Sure.
We were getting a lot of referrals.
Great.
And then when the pandemic hit,
Ugh.
a lot of brick and mortar businesses
Yeah.
saw an issue.
Suffered.
Yeah.
How do we keep going?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we
Mhm.
do, and how do we stay connected? How do we navigate through this?
Yeah.
And that's when we were, showing a store who, is used to foot traffic coming in the door,
Right.
how to get online, or if they're already online, how to maximize that.
Yeah.
We had partners in not just this area, but outside of Louisville as well, that were in a similar situation. And we started to kind of share clients
Okay.
because it was like, hey, you do e-commerce better.
Yeah.
So MoDuet's going to take this over, but we can help you navigate your Google ads a little bit better.
Absolutely.
And then we came out of the pandemic with a lot of knowledge within marketing, but also a lot of partnerships within marketing. And I think that's what a lot of people or a lot of businesses don't understand is like, you don't have to pick just one. We have conversations like, well, I don't need a website. I already got a website. It's like, well, that's great, but what's going on with that website? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can they tell you? I was going to
Right,
say.
yeah.
I don't know if I could tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we encourage them like, well, have a conversation with who's ever done your website.
Right.
And, maybe they're great at hosting it, but they don't want to write content for your website, or they don't want to, help you with your social media. We would love to partner with them and work together. It's not like you have to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think especially when you live near a city. So Louisville is somewhat of a big city, but a lot of people know each other.
Yeah. What high school did you go to?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was asked that a lot too
Right.
when
Yeah.
we moved here.
Or it's just what school you went
Yeah,
to.
what school
but
you
yeah,
went to, and people know people, and I could throw a rock and find a marketer. I could throw a rock and find an accountant. Like there are just plenty of choices. But having a collaboration mindset versus competition can change the game.
Right.
And as an accountant myself, we work with so many other accountants because to me, it serves our business, and I'm sure you feel this, to not be in the relationship breakup game, but let's make our family bigger and find what you're good at, and this is what we're good at. And most of the time, clients don't feel a difference as far as we join forces versus I need you to leave what you know and bring everything over here, because that transition can be a nightmare for the client, for you, for the other person. And there's this bad taste in your mouth. Like it doesn't feel good. So you're partnering with people, which I just cannot say how much I love. And in a space where you ask an owner, well, what's going on with your website? I could not tell you. I could not tell you. I know we use Go High Level, and I think there's a GoDaddy situation in there. But that's it.
Yeah.
Because as the owner, I think, as you mentioned, there's so many moving parts. It shouldn't be on one person to manage all of it. And so partnering with people takes that load off the plate. Yes. Now y'all can take care of that.
Right. Yeah. And you've used the word partnership and I have as well, but I think it's good to emphasize, like, we create relationships. I mean, it's always been a part of our mission that we don't want to, be your vendor. We want to be, we want to build a business professional relationship with you and walk with you. And so that transcends just beyond the client, but also with partnerships that we work with, the communities that we work with, and the organizations that we help or participate in. So that was what I saw was lacking, especially in the corporate world, but also with other agencies.
Yep.
And I think it's still an issue today. We don't want to put somebody in a box. We don't want to put a company in an environment where they're not going to be successful. We may have ideas and opportunities where you think, hey, like, you would do way better over here. But if they're not ready to go there, we don't want to force them because then we know they won't be successful. And so we try to walk with them where they currently are through that relationship to eventually
Love
get them to
that.
where they need to go. And so, so it may involve partnerships. It may be something
Yeah.
where we bring everything in house. It just depends.
Depends on because it can be different for everyone. You know, especially when I get a good vendor person doing something, I will do everything to keep that person. And I don't know if it's healthy or not until someone else comes in and says, well, I can do this for you differently.
Right.
And so I love that you're not initially going in and just trying to break things up. You're like, let me
No.
figure out how it makes sense so you feel less stress.
Right.
And marketing is something that some people feel like, oh, it's just in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone that has gone from heavy marketing to, well, now I'm super busy and I feel like I don't have time for said marketing,
Right.
there is a point where you feel that,
Mm-hmm.
where you slow down because I'm an accountant and I was doing all the marketing in the beginning. I was planting all these seeds. I was
Right.
going to the meetings. I was creating the content, doing the webinars, the things, and then it worked.
Yeah.
Then I got the clients. And then I said, well, I can't do marketing right now because I
Right.
have all this client fulfillment. And then 3 months
I was gonna say
later,
what happened. Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I
Yeah.
should have been doing this all along
Yeah.
and not stopped. So you guys got into content writing, which
Right.
is so interesting during 2020. What was that like when you first started doing that? Because I'm sure even from 2020 to today, it's wildly different.
Oh yeah. So we got into content writing because we saw our clients weren't producing regularly. Like the biggest
Yes.
thing about marketing is consistency.
Yes.
If you're going to do something, do it repeatedly. We don't
Yeah.
care if you do it once a month or,
Just
30
do it.
days. Right. Like if you're going to do it 30 days, do it 30 days
Yeah.
every single month. Or if you can do it, 4 times a month, do it 4 times a month every month. But yeah, the problem was they weren't like they'd get motivation. They put
Sure.
a blog up or
Yeah.
they'd add a new page. But what we saw, there wasn't consistency between how often they posted content and where it got posted.
Mm.
So that's when we saw more of an opportunity for social media. We saw more opportunity for email marketing. And we had these conversations with clients like, hey, we could take this on, we'll commit to write 4 new articles for your website a month. But with that, we're going to also put this through a, consistent email newsletter and consistent social media. What we found was we had an opportunity to kind of interview our clients more, get more insight on what they did.
Yeah.
Writing the content gave us more knowledge on how to help them.
Mm.
So that's when we realized, we didn't think we'd be really good in healthcare, but we actually,
Here we are.
found a niche there. And, it's writing content about electricians or HVAC installers sometimes became trivial because it's like,
Like, what do you say?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, when we started to turn it around towards education opportunities and putting information out there about homeowners and what you need to know, turned it around a little bit. And we had to have conversations with clients where we're like, you can't write over and over again that, you're the, best roofer in the city.
Sure.
You've got to talk about specifics about like what's going on with the roof, what's going on underneath the roof, and how do you, lower insurance costs and heating and cooling costs and different things of that nature. And
The value add.
and then we got clients to even open up a little bit more, and they were like, oh, so we could actually, have conversations on how our clients could actually be doing this on their own.
Right.
But if they get in a jam or, they're concerned, we're here. And so,
You're not giving away, the trade secrets by
Right.
educating.
Yeah. Yeah. And then from that, we realized, why aren't we doing that too? And so today we have a lot of tools and resources where we're trying to educate current clients, but
Sure.
even those who aren't clients about marketing
Mm-hmm.
why you should work with a local company versus a GoDaddy or
Yeah.
a large firm. But we also talk about things about like, the consistency of marketing and how to post regularly and why you should post regularly. You started the question with like, how's content different today versus, what it was in 2020? AI is pretty much the game changer,
Is it?
Yeah. And, search engine optimization is still a concern, but it's shifted because AI has taken control of that. And so
Mm,
beyond your website, that consistency has to be the same. So now we're having conversations with clients about not only do we want to make sure we're putting information on your website or about your company that's consistent, but we're also making sure your business listings match that information and your social media matches that information. And we're trying to get them more than ever to partner with other websites to have that cross
yeah.
linkage, not because it's good for SEO, because it supports the authenticity of what AI is crawling.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah,
Okay.
and that's where it's hard because you never that it's that mindset of like, well, I don't want people to leave my website, or I don't want people to see someone else's information.
Yeah.
And that's always going to be a concern, and that's always going to be an issue. But you have to realize that AI doesn't care, and AI just wants to know: is this factual? Is this legit?
Right.
Can I put you up against this other website to
Okay.
support the legitimacy of this search or something?
Sure. Yeah. And that's interesting to hear AI from that perspective, because when you said AI is a part of it, my brain immediately went to, will you use chat for content? And I remember when it started becoming, I mean, chat's been around a while, but open AI, but when people started really using chat to create the content,
Right.
and that was helping them, I'm going to say it's helping with consistency, because you sit down and you're writing a piece of content out, and that might take you, depending on who you are and how much you overthink it, that could take you 20, 30 minutes for one post versus chat or whatever you're using can produce 30 days of content in essentially less than 5 minutes if you have if it's trained to your stuff. But when it first started becoming big,
Right.
more widely used, you could tell what chat was creating because it started looking the same.
Yeah.
So I feel like, 2020 to now, people are craving authenticity because they're fighting back against, I don't want to work with someone, which is wild, that uses chat for their content. How are you guys maneuvering through that? Do you feel that?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. We're probably one of the few marketing agencies that will tell you, we use AI,
Yeah.
consistently every
Yeah.
day. We started using it from an administrative aspect. How do we, kind of optimize our day-to-day routine, to can we use it to produce content? I mean, our clients are already doing it.
Yeah.
And so we took a look at that and we realized that the content that was being produced, it was content,
Yeah.
but it didn't have that human interaction in it. And we started having those conversations like, we can tell you right now, you did not write this article at all.
Right.
Yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
and AI has changed in the past couple years, getting a little bit more defined and learning voice and better at producing the content. But you can still see when someone has copied it directly from an AI platform and pasted it into social media, or they've pasted it into their email.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to edit this. You need to
Put your hands in
right.
it.
You need to make this yours. And that's where we're trying more and more to get in front of.
Okay.
The content side is
Right.
use AI. It's definitely a game changer.
Helps.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
tool.
huge tool. But you have to have human interaction in there, because if you don't, you're not separating yourself from the other company who's doing the exact same thing you're doing.
The same AI.
Yeah.
And basically saying the same thing. Do you guys have a favorite platform that you guys are using?
Yeah, we each have our own.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I mean, we're a Google Workspace organization, so we have Gemini,
Okay.
and then some of us use Chat GPT. Some of us use Claude.
God, the Claude
Yeah,
battle.
Claude's
It's been popping up a lot
yeah,
lately.
and it's definitely from well, okay, here's a great example. So some of our team members have no coding background,
Okay.
have no background in development.
Sure.
But we have a team member who's a graphic designer,
Mm-hmm.
and because of Claude, she has been able to diagnose and resolve, code issues. And that's just, I mean, the fact that she
Yeah.
can do that and she
Right.
doesn't have to
Go to school and
go
get
to
the
school or
degree.
go to someone else on the team,
Yeah.
and she's now learned a way to navigate issues on her own, and it's worked.
Yeah.
It's not like creating things, making things more difficult, or
No, the
yeah.
opposite,
Oh
making
yeah,
it more
yeah,
efficient.
yeah, and it's
Love that.
it's really interesting, and we've used other tools, but then we found out that like they were just using the same open source material either from Chat GPT or some other
Okay.
ones, and so we're like, well, let's just go to those.
Right.
They weren't really reframing it the way we wanted them to, and or
Yeah.
the way we needed it, but yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah.
y'all have your own that you like.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then when we do research, we use multiple ones
Okay.
because we want to see where that consistency is, and we also want to.
Where's it different?
We're challenging AI. Like, is
Yeah.
this 100% what we want or what we need?
Right.
And then a lot of platforms now have their own AI
Yeah. I've seen
interpretation.
that.
Yeah, so you see it in if you go to a website and they have a chat on there,
they have it.
they may have their own AI
Interesting.
interpretation, and so we have to look at that individually and see, is this going to help,
Right.
or is this going to make things more difficult?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this, Shopify, because we're a Shopify partner, their AI support is phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Shopify.
if you right, like if you're a small business and you're running an online store
Yeah.
and you're running into difficult situations trying to just navigate your products
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah, like
That's it.
click that little icon and ask the
And it's
question.
helpful.
Yeah, it's really, really
Interesting.
helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have a lot of clients that have online storefronts. I would say a majority of our clients are local, but the ones that are not, that might have the storefronts, Shopify. Yeah, anytime it comes to reporting product issues, they're coming to us with questions, and I'm like, I'm not a Shopify expert,
Right.
but I can tell you about the reporting. So it's good to know that there's progress in that, because it has been a little wonky in the past. So
Yeah, it's been wonky, but we also see other AI supports that are still wonky.
Yeah.
Odoo's kind of like that. Odoo's come out here recently. If you listen to NPR, they're pushing it pretty hard on
Really?
you hear the
Interesting.
advertisements. It's a great platform.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as like Monday, but
Sure.
like exploded.
We use Monday.
Yeah. So, I mean, take Monday and put, web services in there, e-commerce, sales,
Really?
marketing. Yeah. It's
Pretty
it's
robust.
a great platform. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, well, okay. So my background's in development,
Mm-hmm.
but that was, 2005. I understand Odoo and I understand the concepts and how
Sure,
to
because of
navigate
your
that.
background.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
My team member who's a graphic designer going through the help system or going through their AI support,
Yeah.
it would not be helpful at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very technical.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so that's where, like, okay, know your audience.
Sure,
You know? Yeah.
Know your limits.
Right.
I think that was what kept me from. So when I first started business, I was on HoneyBooks as a CRM.
Yeah. Okay.
It was beautiful. They had templates, made it easy, send the invoice, do the things.
Right.
And it worked for a little while. But what kept me from switching over to a different CRM was the tech part and not knowing enough to even get started, the onboarding of it. When we moved from HoneyBooks to Go High Level, I was so overwhelmed because it is robust. It has so much stuff, and I was so nervous.
Right.
Even though it was going to be better for us. And I thought it needed to do everything. So I was frustrated. I was trying to watch all these videos, and I tried to bring someone in.
They want to do everything because they want you to
spend all the money here.
Uh-huh.
So we ended up splitting it to where Go High Level's our CRM for invoicing, hosts our website, things like that. But then we started using Monday as a project management software. Yeah. We are also a Google Workspace company.
Right.
So trying to get all those things to talk felt tricky, or at least I did not know how to make it work. I didn't know anything about Zapier. Let me just say that.
Okay.
So I was like, how do I make this work using QuickBooks Online
Yeah.
for most of what we do? It all felt super manual in the process. Zapier did change a lot of that.
Yeah, Zapier is a game changer.
It did. Things started actually working.
Right.
But I think that's what keeps people from change is they wouldn't identify as a tech person. They wouldn't even, they have an iPhone because they're scared of Androids.
Right.
Androids have way too much code in them from a person that, wants things to feel easy.
Right.
And so from a person with a background in it, that stuff doesn't intimidate you. It's just learning the system and making it work for the person.
Right.
And hopefully what I've learned is bringing people in to manage that. I don't even think about it. I don't even know how complicated it was to change over because I brought someone in to do it.
Good.
And that I think is...
That's smart.
Yeah. Know your limits, right? You don't have to be the expert on everything,
Yeah.
which can feel tricky. I want to know how something works.
Right.
But some people look at a marketing agency, is how I did in the beginning, as I don't need all that stuff. I don't even know, marketing. I just put some stuff on social media.
Yeah.
But when you start thinking about how intricate marketing can be, the content, the AI that's used to create the content to make it faster, the websites, the CRMs, that's when partnering with someone can make that just a little easier, because it is so important from someone that stopped and came back in to have something going on in the background at all times.
Right.
Now, if you ask me to change anything on the website, it's above my pay grade. I wouldn't even know how to do that. So when you guys think about who you want to work with, you mentioned healthcare, you mentioned some trades. Do you guys feel like you work well with really anyone that needs help with marketing, or do you feel like you have a sweet spot?
Yeah, we're pretty diverse when it comes to marketing, but we do have sweet spots. Not necessarily because we're really good at it, but because we know we can help them be successful.
Okay.
And it also comes down to the market and the area that you're targeting.
Sure.
For Louisville, Southern Indiana, this region, e-commerce is a great opportunity for us. So
really?
like if you have a product that you need to sell online, we thrive in that.
Okay.
And there's tons of opportunity for local businesses online right now.
Yeah.
After the pandemic, we saw local businesses specifically, even though there was success online, they went back to their roots.
Okay.
And they stopped focusing online, and they started the store, they started the company because they wanted to see people coming in the door, kind of a thing. And then they come to us and like, we don't understand what happened. And we're like, well, I'm like, don't forget this online piece, you know? But definitely e-commerce is big for us. Commercial and residential services.
Okay.
We do really well in that space too. Especially if you're newly established or you're trying to grow outside of a specific zip code, or you're trying to get into another area. We have a good example where we have a client who services vehicles. they hired somebody outside of Louisville, and they realized, oh, he has the service truck in Shepherdsville. We should start targeting Shepherdsville.
Yeah.
And so that opened up a whole new
That's a whole new market for
area
him.
of opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned healthcare. It depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's vast.
Yeah.
Healthcare can
It
mean a
definitely
lot.
it definitely depends on what we
What are you
mean.
doing?
But
Yeah.
B2B healthcare stuff we're good at. We have a lot of experience in that, doing targeted campaigns through LinkedIn, email marketing. We are getting into HubSpot more because we're realizing a lot of corporations are using HubSpot.
What is HubSpot?
HubSpot is it's a CRM.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but they're a good example of a CRM. They want everything. So they
Sure.
now do websites, and they now do
Oh, okay.
marketing, and they do sales. And so we're seeing corporate clients who have left us in the past because they
Mhm.
didn't want us to navigate their website or be a marketing arm for them.
Yeah.
They sign these huge contracts with HubSpot, but then HubSpot kind of leaves them high and dry.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think it's a great tool, but it's
yeah.
like it gets too confusing, and so now we're
Yes.
coming on and helping them optimize that environment and
Right.
that space, and so that they can focus on conversions, they can focus on
Yeah.
growing the company. We'll focus on
Getting your name out there
the
and making sure
weeds, and
it's
yeah.
working.
Hmm.
And I love that. You mentioned campaign. I hear this word a lot. I put myself through a marketing mastermind
Hmm.
for a year.
Okay.
And that was where I learned basically how to post. That was why I did a Facebook Live
Yeah.
years ago. And the word campaign was kind of thrown around.
Hmm.
I don't know if I ever knew what it meant.
Hmm.
So if you say we can help you launch a campaign, what does that mean?
Yeah. We and that can be defined anyway, but
Oh, good.
I think the way you sum it up is, if you have a focused idea, product,
Mhm.
service that you need to spend time pushing out there, it could be in
Okay.
person, it could be online, it could be in store, whatever. We see that as a campaign.
Okay. You're
Now,
launching something.
right.
Okay.
Now, that could be very granular, and that could be an email campaign because you just want to do a regular newsletter every week.
Sure. Okay.
And
Something new.
consistently, yeah, because
Yeah.
you're in communication, and
Mhm.
that's the goal, is you need to put this information in front of
Sure.
your constituents or your subscription base. So that's the campaign. It's a regular
Mhm.
newsletter. But a campaign could also be, you have a new product that you're getting ready to launch.
Yeah.
You
How do we start that work?
Right. Yeah.
To get it out there.
Yeah. You make an awareness campaign surrounded
Mhm.
around the product, your service, and what we generally like to do is, whether we're going to do a campaign, we're going to build a website, we're going to do consulting, we're going to write
Mhm.
content, we're going to host your website. We like to start with doing a marketing analysis
Mm.
and a competitor analysis. And that works if you're starting your company, if you've been in the industry for a while,
Yeah.
you're thinking about starting a company. And we do that 100% free. We'll do it
Mm.
before we ever go into business with someone,
Sure.
before we ever create a relationship, because we want to start the conversation transparent.
Yeah.
And that will help us define, well, what do you need a campaign?
Yeah.
Or
Where are we at with this?
right, yeah. Or do you just need to, clean up your online presence
Right.
and just be more consistent with your messaging and your
Yeah.
branding? And that, when we started doing that, that was a game changer for us, but it was also a game changer for our clients,
Right.
and how we started the conversation.
Sure.
Again, most agencies won't do this because that will show them a lot up front.
Yeah.
Whole, you're showing too much of your cards kind of a
Mhm.
thing. But we would rather the organization, the business owner, the corporation understand where we're coming from and what we see, because that's, if you're going to hire us, that's what we're going to focus on.
Right.
You know?
Right. What you
And-
actually need.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may mean that they take that and run on their own. Like, well, we're taking this back to,
I'm going to do this myself now.
right. Yeah.
Which is can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And we totally understand. But we've also learned that even if they do that,
They're still going to come back.
there's a higher chance that they're going to come back.
For sure.
Yeah. And because they get it, like they understand, like, well, you said it earlier, like, know your battles, you know, and
could you do some of it yourself? Maybe.
Right.
You could learn.
Yeah.
Will you?
Well, that's the other side of it. So we're still researching this, and we're still trying to understand if this is just Louisville or if this is happening in other cities. But we're seeing a lot of local businesses plateau, small businesses plateau. And we'll even get to a point with them where we're ready to jump. We're like, let's go to the next level.
Let's do it.
They want to, but they're not ready, you know?
Okay.
And they're comfortable. I gave that example of, you know, businesses going online during the pandemic, and then after the pandemic going back to the roots.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, why
What
did
are you
do
doing?
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're trying to navigate that conversation, but we thought, hey, if you're not going to let MoDuet walk with you through this, then let us give you access to those tools and resources so that you have support, and it's local support, and it's not necessarily some person online that you don't really know.
Right. They had a good video that caught your attention.
Right.
And they're not going to tell you the things you can do on your own. They're going to say, here's my package.
Yeah.
And you might not feel ready. It might be a sticker shock. It might be whoa, I don't have the time to commit to doing all that. But I've seen the same thing you have in a financial way.
Okay.
Where we have packages, sure. But when we meet with someone, you know, money and marketing are so much about perspective. And what can feel like a lot to them might be totally different to you. And so when someone sits down, we have the free consult. We let them get their words out.
Yes.
And they say, oh, I'm not that big. Like, I'm just like a one-man show. I don't have a lot going on. I have a lot of subs, but like, it's just me. There's a few transactions a week, you know. We do an analysis, a QuickBooks analysis, where we go in and look.
Yeah.
And what is a small one-man show, not a big deal to them, we look at it and we're like, he's doing over $5 million a year. He has a few transactions because he's having big jobs.
Right.
He has 20 subcontractors. So the analysis shows very quickly what's needed and gives both of us perspective. And we say, these are the things you can do on your own, but this is how we can do it. And you don't have to do it yourself.
Right.
And sometimes people are like, oh, well, thanks for giving me this list of things I can do on my own. And they walk away and they don't do it. But then they come back and say, you were the one that said I could do it on my own and told me you're okay with that. I trust you more now.
Yeah.
And they come back.
Yeah.
Businesses have reached a plateau. And one example of people have different ideas of whether they want to grow or they just want to have a job is I recently bought a barbershop. And there are totally different barbers in there. And I've got one barber who wants to be a 6-figure barber.
Okay.
Young.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Right.
Wants to get branding shots done. He wants to optimize social media. He wants to do all these things. He's like, I'm going to be a 6-figure barber. And I love that for you. Like, that's awesome. But then I have another person over here, barber, has been doing hair for 50 years. And she's like, listen, I'm not trying to do all that. I just want to cut the hair and I want to go home. I want to pay the same thing every single week. And I want to go home. I don't want to get pictures done. I told her, send me a picture so I can put it on social. And it was a selfie, bless her heart. It was like, here. And so they're same industry, very different goals.
Yeah.
You know, they both are very talented, but you want to know, where are you at mentally? Because sometimes growth can sound good, but what does that work look like?
Right.
And so marketing is a big part of that. People, I think, underestimate that. So if someone came to you, hypothetically, and they hypothetically are an accountant, hypothetically.
Yeah.
I may know one.
Sure.
And they feel like I want to grow, but I cannot have 10 coffees a day anymore with networking.
Right.
I'm not sleeping, hypothetically.
Right.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's so
already
close to home, by the way. So, yeah.
I'm telling you. That's what I told Mark this morning. I said, when I first started, I had so much coffee every day. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm not sleeping. It's so weird. They want to grow. They realize some marketing is needed. They have an executive assistant that does all of the marketing, all of the content.
Yeah.
I should say. They're in a local magazine, and they just let that ride out.
Right.
Nothing's really happened with it, hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
They come to you and they're like, I don't know what we need. What would be the first step? The marketing analysis.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Let us do an audit. Let us see what's going on. The biggest part of that is like, we do see what the internet sees. So
Sure.
we're first going to take that and like, this is what, digitally, this is what you look like right now.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is we identify not just in this area what your local competition would be, but we see what's going on online in your industry or in your market. And we start that conversation of, have you thought about doing this? Have you thought about taking your packages and making them more, again, just hypothetically, like make them more virtual. So like you actually don't have the conversations with them, but maybe you are giving tools and resources that eventually becomes like a subscription service.
Yeah.
But it's all online, and you don't have to have that coffee conversation.
Yeah.
You might have to decide, do I need to put a budget together to market some of this stuff?
Right.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe there's ads that could help. Have you guys work with ads?
Right. We're definitely good with ads. And it depends on the market, but we also encourage, like, look at other resources too. Are there areas online that you could partner with specifically about, your services and get listed on there? Working with a strong PR person is always helpful. They can also connect you and probably get you on websites and podcasts to kind of spread that word. But we tell clients who are in that hypothetical situation,
Hypothetically.
yeah, let us do a marketing analysis so that we can at least see if there is something different that you can do.
So they lose nothing by reaching out to you.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah. And I love when I'm out networking and I get we've got a marketing team, we're good. And that could be, we have a local agency. My son does everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could mean a lot of things.
Or, we're a $500 million company that has a marketing department.
Their whole thing.
And all I say is, that's great.
So
just use this as an unbiased opinion.
Yeah, you lose nothing.
Yeah, you lose nothing.
See where you're at.
Right, yeah. And that always creates a larger conversation.
Yeah.
And we have had opportunities where we have presented this. And of course, if we're presenting it to a marketing team, they're really not wanting for us to identify, hey, like, have you thought about this,
Don't talk about where we're lacking.
Yeah. But we've also had situations where, like, well, you're not the first person who's brought this up.
Oh,
you're not the first,
Awesome.
company who's brought this up.
Right.
And the fact that you
caught that,
yeah, and you're also telling us how to correct it,
right,
creates that trust there.
For sure. And you're local. That
Right.
means so much.
Yeah.
It really does. Not that someone wants to come to your office every day and hang out, but they want to know that you're around, and that matters.
Yeah.
So we lose nothing by doing a marketing analysis, which I love. How can people get that started?
Sure. Reach out, go to our website, go to social media. I would very much encourage them to sign up for our monthly spotlight. The last Monday of every month, we do the MoDuet spotlight. It's an online networking opportunity.
Okay.
But it not only connects you with other business owners who may not be in Louisville, by the way, because we do push this out. We're on Eventbrite, Meetup, and so we do have companies outside of Louisville. But with that, you can see the transparency. You can see
Right.
who would be doing that in marketing analysis for you.
That's nice.
But on our website, there is information on how you can
Get started
do it.
here.
Yeah, and there's
Cool.
a simple questionnaire on there that kind of asks you, like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
What do you think you're not doing? And then we schedule an hour call with you, and we present to you the market analysis. We present to you our competitor analysis, and then we give you our recommendations. Like, this is what you should be doing, and like, this is what you need. And sometimes it's just as simple as, like, we think, your web hosting sucks. Like, it looks like, it's just not.
But you would be able to see that and put that into words better than a regular civilian that knows nothing.
Yeah.
I might be able to say, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. But you guys can put that into words by looking at their
Well,
website.
and it's I had a conversation with a home inspector last week, and he was very close-minded about marketing.
Sure.
I get
find
it.
that a lot with the trades.
Right. Yeah, I get it. But then I mentioned something without even doing the market analysis. I was like, oh, so what's going on with your Google business listing? And he's like, oh, I mean, I put it up there.
It's there.
Yeah, it's there. I was like, when did you put it up there? And he's like, well, when I started the company 3 years ago. I was like, okay, great. So what are you doing with local services? And he's like, well, what's that? I was like, well, that's where you can market specifically as a local service. And he's like, well, yeah, right over his head. And then finally I just said, like, are you doing more than having a conversation with me? Like, are you paying for ads? Are you doing, and then it comes out, it's like, I had this radio ad and I spent a lot of money on it and I don't know what happened with it. I was like, okay, well, there we go. Let's start there. Like, let's talk about why that radio ad didn't work. Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned, maybe we're doing something with a local magazine. We don't do traditional media. We have a really solid partner that will help us with print, billboards, radio, TV. And the reason being is because she works with us to help track the results.
Oh, and that's everything.
Yeah.
How do you know it's working?
Right. How do you know it's working? How do you know that
it actually mattered that you put your thing in the magazine or on the radio?
Yeah.
What's your ROI for it?
Right. Yeah. And so that's where the conversation ended up going is, and I'd be like, look, I don't care if you don't want to, want our help, but I was like, at least let me show you what you could be doing. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Before we go, where did MoDuet come from?
So my team is gonna, like, you're supporting, I think, their cause.
Oh, good. Love that.
So when I started the company in 2012, I had no idea what I was going to call it.
Yeah.
My wife and I were huge pet owners. No kids, but we got,
You got your bait for babies.
We got a dog when we started dating, and we love cats. And so at the time, we had 3 pets.
Dogs?
1
and
dog, 2 cats.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had Molly. That's the MO.
Okay. Oh.
We had the dude.
Yeah.
Who
is that your dog's name?
No, that was a cat. Yeah.
The dude.
Yeah, and
that's so funny. I just listened to a Theo Vaughn episode today.
Oh,
with Jeff Bridges.
Okay, yeah.
That's so funny.
So the dude fully encompassed the Big Lebowski. Like, that was him.
That was his.
That
whole
name
main
stuck.
energy.
Yeah. So DU came from the dude, and then Nugget was our other cat. She was just, this little,
cute. Little nugget.
Yeah. So that's the ET. But I went through that. My wife was like, we're just gonna take combinations of the letters, all this kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay. So I put it together. I think it came with like 70 different names.
Oh, okay.
Picked my top 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And then here's your campaign. I put it out on social media for a month.
Yeah.
Attached to a survey. Let the public decide.
That's
and cool. MoDuet got voted to the top, and it wasn't my top pick. So
interesting.
I think it was number 5 of my picks, but I didn't tell anybody that.
No, you were like, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right. Yeah.
That was the one I wanted.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted.
What did your team feel like?
Oh, they so
like
we
it?
used to have that on the website. They were our founding partners.
For partners.
And then when we went through the rebranding after COVID, they came down.
Oh,
And it comes up casually every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, we should put them back up there. I was like, okay. Well, like,
people love animals.
Yeah.
Especially in this area is what I'm finding.
So don't be surprised if a week from now you go to,
please.
you know, the company
need to
page
go
of our
up.
website and you see them.
I would love that. I'd
Yeah,
love nothing
yeah.
more. We came from Athens, Georgia. That's
Okay.
where we moved from. And it is college town, you know, and we just bleed red and black. Like that was, the dogs were our whole life there.
Right.
Everything, planning. If
Sure.
someone was getting married, people looked at the home schedule to make sure like it's going to work out.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It was a music friendly place. So
Okay.
a lot of festivals, you know, REM came out of Athens, like great music town.
Yeah.
We moved here in 2018 and our first initial impression was, God, there's so many animals out and about. Everyone has animals.
Yeah.
So many animals. And we lived over there, in a neighborhood, right, Wolf Trace over there. And so we would come over here a lot and everyone was walking a dog. I saw people walking cats.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
They just had cat night at the ballpark.
See?
Yeah.
This is a very animal friendly area. So you would probably be in good company for that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready to get out of here?
Whatever.
All right, let's rock.
Okay.